1-800-650-7380.
Everybody's talking at me.
Chuck Wilder here, my guest Dave the Beagle. And Dave, sorry I had to interrupt you there, but go ahead and explain to me what in the world they're trying to get out of this. And are they picking on minorities mostly with these hospitals? Is that how it's working?
No, it's really not. It's anybody. It's with the hospitals, and like I say, anybody in the service industry. It's really their new frontier. It's where they see they can survive and get membership dues, and they're all financially strapped, so they need money, and they're going after all the service sectors. But and hospitals are big ones, and here's one of the reasons in the service sectors, and in particular in hospitals, you have people that are quiet, dedicated to people that want to do their job. And they don't stand up very well to pressure and the thuggery that some of these unions like the SEIU present to them. But the truth is, they're not really trying to organize the employees. I think I've talked about this before. What they're trying to do is put pressure on the company that they're targeting to break down and sign the neutrality agreement. And out in California, with this particular hospital, they listed a series of events from January of last year to current time. And I just found it amazing. It's almost identical to some of the things they did to us at EMS, like one of them here last January, where they're talking about they were going to espouse dirt on the hospital and ruin their reputation. And like one they did with us was they reported to OSHA that we were forcing our employees to carry out human body parts in bags at night from a local college that we were cleaning. And they were handing flyers out on the street saying we were being investigated for this. Well, in this hospital out there, they were saying that this hospital was responsible for infection problems out there, and it really wasn't true. These were problems that people had before they even came to the hospital. The SEIU and other unions take this information and twist it around to make these companies look bad, hoping they'll break down and sign the neutrality agreement.
They even did something about earthquake safety or something like that in one of your reports?
I'm sorry, what was that?
One of your reports, I think, said they were even something about false claims about California's earthquake safety laws, saying they didn't comply with them. Was the union trying to stick their nose in it? Uh-huh.
Yeah, and that's what they always do. They did the same thing to us. What they're saying basically is that the hospital, wasn't prepared to handle problems if there was a major earthquake out there, whether it be from their backup systems or being able to handle people coming in or their structures or whatever it may be. We had the same thing here in Indianapolis at a high-rise downtown where they went and filed something like, 50 or 60 OSHA complaints at one time that we were forcing people to use equipment that was dangerous. We had hazardous chemicals in the building that were unmarked. People didn't have personal protection equipment and all these kind of things. And when OSHA came in, none of these things were true. It's another attempt to browbeat the company and get them to capitulate. This is all psychological warfare.
You pay your union dues, and all of a sudden, all the equipment is automatically upgraded once you get that little card that says "I belong to SEIU," huh?
Absolutely, it's incredible. Once they get a company to capitulate and they get these people in the union, you never hear from them again.
Well, like this report says, Dave, it's the California hospitals alleging SEIU extortion. But you also say that you've been contacted by nursing homes in the Midwest, Florida, so it's all over the United States, and you just got to keep your eye on them at all times.
What you do, and this is the sad thing, and this is kind of what I was getting to early in your program, and I'm sorry, it's a little hard to hear you today, it's a little crackly, but they're going after all these service companies, and you don't hear any employees complaining, and the media is not investigating this. It's all the unions bringing up these complaints and filing the complaints with OSHA and the National Labor Relations Board. And we're seeing it across the country. Last week, we had one of our vendors call us, and they wanted 10 of my books because their nursing home is being attacked by the SEIU. A couple of weeks ago, I got a call from Southwest Florida from some people down there that know nurses that say they're being attacked by the SEIU. Do you see any of this stuff in the papers?
No, you don't. The only thing I see, the last thing I've seen in my local paper about, hospitals, they went in and said, well, you're doing some Medicare bookkeeping is not up to par or something like that. So
right.
The government got interested because they were losing their dime, I guess. But, hey, Dave, we are out of time, and I got to tell the listener that, and if you're involved in this SEIU, try to take over what you're doing. Anyway, get a copy of the book because it's like a military training manual for you in a very not maybe where it's so boring, you know what I mean? It's exciting reading. There you go. And it's the devilatmydoorstep.com. And Dave, I appreciate it. Sorry about we're having a little problem here with something or the other, but we're going to have it fixed by tomorrow.
Yeah, I didn't know if it was on my end or not, but sometimes I can hear you and sometimes I couldn't. So
I'm pretty sure. No, I'm not. I'm sure it's all on this end. So this may be one of those interviews you don't want to post at your website.
We like all your interviews, and glad you have us on. We appreciate it.
Hey, I appreciate you too, and we'll do it again, sir. So hang in there.
Thanks a lot. Have a good weekend.
You too. Hey, right now I want to go to Aurora Winter. She was